What's up, YouTube? This is Tom with Fresh Vintage. We have a very, very special guest, Donald Osborne. Thank you so much for taking the time here. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
just on time, the church bells.
Perfect
Fantastic.
timing, absolutely. So we're here in Chattanooga for the Chattanooga Motorcar Festival 2023. What we want to talk to you about is with your background, we see you doing a lot of appraisals, cars from all over the world, all of different brands and makes. Could you talk about like what steps led you into the appraising that you're doing day to day? Not necessarily upbringing, but like what led you into the appraisals that you do day to day now?
Well, it's a very interesting story in that a very good friend of mine, Dave Kinney, was the guy who was the founder of the Haggerty Price Guide, was a fellow contributor with me in Sports Car Market magazine back in the 1990s and 2000s. And I was working in a variety of things. I've done 5 completely different things in my life, from being an opera singer at the Metropolitan Opera, writing for the New York Times, working in marketing communications, advertising and branding. And so I was doing all that stuff, and cars were always a part of my life from the time I was 8 years old. And so I got to this point where I was chatting with Dave, and he said, you know what? You don't want to stay working in marketing communications, and you love cars, you love research, you love to read. Have you thought about becoming an appraiser? And I thought, no, I haven't, but why not? And so in 2004, I became a member of the American Society of Appraisers. And became accredited as a personal property appraiser, especially in automobiles. And here I am today in Chattanooga talking to you.
That's awesome, awesome. And yeah, this is such a beautiful town. We've never actually been here before, but beautiful community. And going on behind us is their actual display. There's a ton of Porsches. There's actually a Ferrari. We're standing next to a Ferrari, so there's a ton of
Because we're celebrating
Porsches
Porsche, so we're standing in front of a Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah. So obviously you know Jay in Jay Leno's garage, but any silly or funny story off the top of your head that you might want to share, you'd be okay to share with the watchers?
Well, every story that involves Jay is a silly and funny one. And one of the things that people should know is that whenever we work together, whether it's in one of the YouTube videos we do together, on Jay Leno's Garage, on CNBC, if we're doing a seminar, we rehearse nothing. I always come up with some sort of a premise, and Jay just goes with it. And he never knows what's going to happen. When we do the segments on the garage show, he has no idea. He knows what the cars are, but he doesn't know what the premise is.
This sounds awesome.
And it's fantastic because we just have so much fun doing what it is that we do when the camera's not rolling, which is talking about cars.
Yeah. That's wonderful. And if you've ever seen my outtakes, I'll mess it up like 5 times before I nail it, and I'm like, yeah, I nailed it on my 5th take, my 6th take. So we have an interesting question for you. Jay behind the camera there, he has a 1965 Ford Mustang GT A code. We were showing you the photos of it. Honey gold, 289, 4-speed. What kind of number or what kind of price range would you put on something like that in today's market?
It's quite interesting. I'd probably say that having only looked at one side view and presuming that the car actually has a right side as well as the left side, I'd probably say somewhere around $35,000 to $45,000. Depending on what the actual condition of the car is in terms of body panels and all that stuff. And of course the history of the car as well. One of the things that really is great about Jay's car is the fact that he's owned it since he was in high school.
Yes.
And provenance really counts for a lot when it comes to looking for a car. And quite interestingly, you warned me beforehand you were going to ask a question about sort of my favorite car, which is a question that I get often and cannot answer at all. But one of the cars, every car guy, car girl has the list of cars that they need to own before they stop driving. And one of the cars on my list that really sort of shocks a lot of people is, this is a declaration directly to camera, I will one day, before I give up my license, own a 65 Mustang Fastback K code. Love those cars. They're absolutely amazing.
Jay's shaking his head, yes. You can't see it, folks. But
absolutely amazing. I mean, it is, and I will say it's second best too, because it is wonderful by itself. But I think that for anyone who's not going to spend the money on a GT350, it's as close as you can get, and frankly, gives you 80% of the thrill at 40% of the money.
Absolutely. That's such a great answer, and I have that list too. I'm an AMC guy, so I found like the one AMC Pacer here in the whole place,
Well, I'll tell you that one of my other favorite cars, and this also shocks some people because they don't know it, the AMC AMX 390. It's an amazing
fist
car.
Bump.
Amazing
Boom.
car. And it's, again, going back to the GT350, it is a muscle car that goes and handles amazingly. They're screwed together really well. They're amazing. They are total sleepers. Anybody that thinks they want to buy some sort of I don't want to slag any other cars, but some other muscle cars that are perhaps more well known.
Yeah.
He's taking us a look. That's an
And
amazing car.
Donald wants an AMC. Folks, my life is complete. I can die a happy man. So thank you so much. Really,
Absolutely,
really appreciate
Tom.
it.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. If you like classic cars, if you like muscle cars, if you like tech, if you like Ferraris, if you like the Chattanooga Motor Festival, if you like scan tools, please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and keep it between the ditches. Thanks again so much. Really,
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Absolutely.
AMC, AMX. I'm
Oh,
a happy
I'm not going to walk away with your mic.
There we go.